Hello everyone! Welcome to GingerSnacks! Dun, 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 dun. One day, in the probably very distant future, I will have a theme song. Damn straws. I'll have a theme song. I mean, I have one. Technically, Bryce made me one. I have no copies of it. I'm not even sure if I can put it in to this, being as it's, you know, my phone. I don't know if I can do that. It's really quiet. I just had my air conditioner on and my fan on, and I turned them off so that there wouldn't be as much ambient noise of awesomeness going on. And now I feel really awkward. Like that white noise. I'm missing it. So anyway, I've got just two things we're talking about today, and then that'll be it, because I'm running out of shit to talk about. So, you know, that's life of being a single parent to a YouTube show. What I want to talk about is actually the single parent status. I've had a lot of people questioning me lately about, where's Kendra? Why isn't Kendra on the show? When is Kendra coming back? Now, I don't want to get into like the details because it's not, it is what it is, but she's not coming back. Fairly confident. Like, if I were a betting man, I would bet money on the not coming back thing. I would put money on that, and then I would rake it out big, and I'd buy shit and go beyond my means, and eventually run out of money and probably live in a van down by the river or something. But I would have that money for a little bit, so. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. Rather short, but I mean, you can keep asking me about her. I'm going to keep telling you, I don't know, ask her. That's all I got. That's all I can do for you. I'm sorry that you lost your other parent and that you're stuck being raised by me, but I'm a good mom. I give you hugs when you're sad, and I tell you jokes when you're sad, and I put you down when you need to be. Just like my mom. Although I love her. Anyway, so yeah, that's the status on that. And moving on, like I said about like 10 seconds ago, I want to talk about sci-fi. Yeah. But more extensively, women in sci-fi. It's a topic that I've heard other people talk about before, but I kind of want to get into it anyway. There is a shortage of strong women being portrayed in the media, like film, books, whatever. There always has been. It's gotten better. Like, I don't think I'm complaining too much, because, I mean, there was a day where a woman would always have to, like, help me, sir, I can't make it without your assistance. My car's out of gas, and I don't know how to fill it up. All stupid shit. It's better. It's a lot better. But it's the best in sci-fi. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous how great sci-fi is right now. Okay. I'm gonna get a little nerdy. But I'm wearing my Buffy the Vampire Slayer shirt. It's from, just, anyway, nobody wants to know. Especially with Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon is amazing. Because in all of his, she's itchy. In all of his movies and TV shows and all the stuff that he's done, there's always really strong, rockin', awesome female characters. Like, I mean, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you've got Buffy, and Willa, who, like, is a little timid, and then she becomes a fucking badass. And then there's Tara, she was a badass. The teacher, Miss Calendar, I can't remember her first name, that's weird. I usually can. Right now I'm blinking. Anyway, I mean, she gets killed and everything, but she was a rockin' hard badass, too. Then you go on to Angel. Cordelia magically became a badass. You got Fred, she's a badass. Oh, she's crazy too, but she's badass. And then there's, I always forget her name. Because it's Lindsay and then girl. she's a badass without a name. But, and then you can go into Firefly, and oh my god, we can't even, there's not enough time in the world to go through every Joss Whedon thing. I'm like, oh, every character is a badass. But pretty much, like, he doesn't have weak women in his stuff. Like, it just doesn't happen. Like, Zoe in Firefly, oh my god. She's a fierce bitch. Like, I would not want to piss her off. No, sir. No, ma'am. Would not. And I probably would want to be her friend. So, I definitely wouldn't try to piss her off. But going beyond Joss Whedon, I mean, even in Star Trek, the new Star Trek movies that came out, you know, there's, oh god, is her name Zoe too? Like, I don't remember. Ahura? I always feel like I'm calling her a whore. I always feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong. The African-American female character, I think she's played by a girl named Zoe, but I could completely be wrong. Probably wrong. I'm usually wrong about names. I suck at names. But she's a badass. The whole movie's fabulous, like, both of them. I hope they make more, because they were great. Let's see. I mean, Star Wars is pretty good about having female characters of badassery. I mean, Princess Leia is notorious for being a badass bitch. Like, step to me, bro. Come on, come at it. And then Queen Amidala, who I did a video one time with my friend Brandy and my friend Amanda in high school for anatomy class. And we were given some terms to do, and we decided we were going to do Queen Amidala giving birth to Luke and Leia, and using those terms in the birthing scene. And I was Amidala, and it was good old-fashioned high school fun. I hope. I don't know. My teacher kept it, so I have no idea. If anybody knows Mr. 10-inch, which I always thought sounded like Mr. 10-inch, and then I would get all like in my head because I was a high schooler and I was rather innocent. Oh, those days. I do not miss them. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. Anyway, back on track. Star Wars, excellent characters. If you go into Star Trek, the TV series, Ahura, I'm fairly 72% confident I'm pronouncing that right. She was a badass in the original series from what I could see. I started watching it. I was encouraged not to watch it. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to watch it. It's my life. And it's now or never. That song's terrible, but anyway. I've been watching it, and I stopped because I had other things I'd rather watch. So anyway, but she seems to be pretty badass, like in that, and Next Generation, there's tons of, and then Voyager, tons and tons and tons. Ooh, Farscape. All the women in there are fucking badass bitches too. Like, sci-fi is the place to be if you're a rockin' awesome chick. Like, I want to be on a spaceship with a pew-pew gun that shoots out the little laser thingies and a lightsaber, and you guys should make this happen for me. I know nobody can make it happen for me, but I would love to do it. Oh, and I've recently been watching Battlestar Galactica. There's like every chick on that is a badass too, except for there's Kat. She annoyed the shit out of me. I was glad that she got killed, but in general, they all seem pretty like, yeah. Even the Cylons, well, especially the Cylons, because they're kind of supposed to be like fucking fierce. I don't know, but I find it interesting that it takes science fiction for women to have a dominating role in fight scenes or in strength and argument, whatever. It's like, if you grow up with nothing but sci-fi, then you have nothing telling you that to be an appropriate woman, you need to be quiet and don't swear and don't fart or burp or sneeze or blow your nose in public. You should powder your face. And like, one time I yawned without realizing I was yawning, and this woman was like, be a lady and cover your mouth. I was like, so that dude over there can like and scratch his balls and like, yeah, whatever. I'm a dude, bruh. Like, I can do what I want. But I yawn. Cover your mouth. I'm like, take that one. Have it. It's a gift. It's a gift to you. You know. And I think my mom's a badass bitch. Like, we've talked about her before. Oh, I fear all the teachers that stepped to her about me, I fear them. Fear for them. I feel bad for them. I feel for them and I fear for them. I don't know. My words are not coming out right. And believe it or not, like, this is my first drink and it's still, like, up to there. So, this is just me. You're welcome. Welcome, America. But anyway, growing up, because my mom was big into Star Trek, growing up, I watched Star Trek stuff all the time, especially the TV series. I mean, the movies, my mom had them, and I loved Search for Spock. Oh, that was my jam. I loved it. I still love it. I wish I had it. The last time I've actually gotten to see it was when I used to be friends with this dude named Phil, and we had a Star Trek movie date where we sat and drank and watched Search for Spock. Oh, it's so good. Like, I was kind of hoping there'd be a Search for Kirk movie, but they made that unnecessary by the end of Star Trek, the second one, so. Gone! That is Benedict Cumbersnatch in it as well. That's how I refer to him. But he plays Khan in that. What do you know? Good times. Let's see. Who else is a badass? You know what I don't understand is girls that love anime. Now I'm going to alienate a lot of people here. And I don't think you're dumb for liking anime. And I don't think anime in of itself is stupid. I don't get anime. But I don't get why women like it. Because every time I see it, it's a lot of big giant boobs that don't fit the frame. Like, clothes that a human being could never fight in. Like, never fight. A girl could not fight in a strap right here and like a strap covering her vagina. I mean, you wouldn't be able to fight because, I mean, you could physically still fight, but your boobs would be flopping around. What you want when you're going into a fight scene is tight shit so your boobs don't get in the way. Especially if you have those gigantic, can't possibly be real, must be flotation device titties that anime has. You need some, like, because I've talked about my boobs before, but they get in the way. Like, I try to do something, I reach that way, and I'm like, oh, boob was there. Boob was deaf there. Whoa. And, like, I can see why in archery and stuff, like, if you can, I don't know. I can see how you could hit the boob and want to cut it off like the Amazonian women allegedly did back in the olden days of time and space gone by. I don't know. Let's see. Farscape, though. That was an underrated show, I think. I think it was very underrated. I mean, it was on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I think some other channel picked it up when Sci-Fi was like, we don't want to do this anymore. But it was so good. Like, first of all, the lead male character is such a douche, and for some reason, I find cocky douchebag men attractive. It's not an admirable trait of mine. I'm not entirely excited about it because that's what led me to dating the last guy I dated. That ended well. But like something about him, I'm like, yeah, I just want him to win at everything. And then you got this green girl, greenish grayish colored girl, and she's like a whore, and she's hilarious, and I loved her. I think her name is Gia or Gina. I'm bad with names. That's something that you guys are just gonna have to like realize that I know some names of some things, but usually it's really hard for me to remember, especially when it's an obscure character or somebody that was on the show like a couple of times, and I'm like, oh, you remember when John Davison was in that one episode of Star Trek? Like, do you remember when he said all that stuff? And I'm like, which one is that? Give me, what was his occupation and what was the specifics on the episode? Because, I mean, I've seen it a billion times, but I don't remember his name. Or anyone's. For that matter. I don't know. I don't know if being human counts as sci-fi. Tangent. But I've been watching the British version of it. Cause I try to get into the American. And it's not like, oh, everything better in Britain. I don't mean that. But it is better. The English version is better than the American version. And I can't figure out what it is. Because a lot of the storyline is the same. Except for some of the ghost stuff's a little different. A little different. And of course, the dude that turned, I think he's Aiden in the American version, and it's some other dude in the English version. Terrible with names. Turns him into the vampire, and he's like the head dude. The one in the American version, I don't know what it is about him, but I find him very attractive, like in an unconventional way. Whereas the dude in the English version is fat and round and like has a potato-shaped head, and I can't really get into that. I don't know, but the English version is a lot funnier, I feel, and I also feel more for the characters than I do for the American version. Where in the American version, I'm like, oh my god, so you're a fucking werewolf. Get over it already. Whiny baby. And Sam Huntington, I remember his name because he was in Jungle to Jungle, and I thought he was dreamy. He played Mimi Siku. And he came from the land of Lipo Lipo. So nice, they named it twice. There is no shortage of amount of times that I've seen that movie when I was younger, because I loved it. Oh. And I still find him devastatingly attractive. And I think his acting's good. It's just his character is so whiny. I think I've seen half of the first season of both shows. I might be in season 2 now, actually, in the English one. But the American one, I got like about halfway through the first season, and I was like, oh, can somebody just blow my brains out, please? I can't handle the whining. I get that your situation sucks, especially with the ghost chick. I mean, she can't go anywhere, and her fiance killed her. I mean, that's brutal. What else? I don't know. I do like me some sci-fi. Especially when I was younger, I liked to read a lot of sci-fi books, but then I got to realize that I didn't want to be that guy. And so I really kind of didn't read them as much anymore. You know, because I'm kind of a bitch. I don't know if anybody's picked up on that, but I kind of am, and I admit it. And when I was in high school, I had friends that played Magic the Gathering, and I swear to God, I thought they were the biggest losers in the world. Like, getting up and doing live action D&D, to me, I got that. Role-playing, acting, I'm an actor, so I was like, oh, I get that, I get how that's fun. I've never done it, but I get how it's fun. I was invited to be part of it, and the dude that invited me and I stopped really talking. It happens when you... No, we're not going to get into it. But we stopped talking. And so I didn't go. So whatever. But I could get the appeal of that. But sitting there with cards and play fighting with cards, I'm like, I would rather have a video game, like a Game Boy, and just be like, yeah, magic the shit out of your ass. Look at that. Boom, he's dead, but nobody cares. Okay. I get that rather than a bunch of nerdy virgins sitting around a table playing Magic the Gathering. And apparently people still play that. And I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, really? Do whatever you want. Fun is fun, and it's different for everyone. So, I get it. But I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get anime. I have a list from my friend Chong that is anime stuff, and I feel like it was kind of racist for me to be like, Chong, you're Asian, give me a list of animes. But it was really like, you like anime. It's kind of obvious from your hair and your apartment, and I love you. So give me some stuff. Change my mind. And so I haven't started the list. Not even a little bit, not even at all, because I'm in the middle of Battlestar Galactica. Well, actually, I'm at the end of it. But I'm also in the middle of a very large stack of books that I want to read. And I've been reading gung-ho lately. But eventually, I'm going to try that out. And hell, maybe if I like something, then I'll be like, hey guys, oh my god, you should totally watch this. Because so far, the only anime thing that I thoroughly enjoy is Pokemon. And I am embarrassed a little bit that I still watch it. But I like it. They have fuzzy, cute little creatures, and I want them all. I want to catch all of them. I want them. I feel like I could do that. Like, I want to catch them all, but I can't. I can't catch every Pokemon, and if you get that reference, I love you. If you don't, I'm wondering, where were you? What rock were you under? I maybe should go back there. I'm just saying. Just gonna throw that out there, you know. If you like it, you can keep it. If not, go back. Dead space. Yeah. I have an editing thing on my phone, and I'm going to try to learn how to use it. I need to start videotaping stuff and just editing it for no fucking reason, just to get used to it so that I can edit my videos so that when I'm like, and I'd be like, and moving on to something else. And now for something different. Okay, so I think next week is when I'm going to give you the details about coming to the show. So, like, it's not so easy as going, it's this date through this date at this specific place, because it's Shakespeare in the Park, and by park it means parks. So it's a lot of places. Like, I know we have one in Hayesville, one in Derby, one in Park City, you know, around Wichita, and in and around Wichita. So eventually I will have that for you. Not that I anticipate anybody's going to be like, oh my god, I want to see King John so hard. I'm there. But if you want to see me as a 12-year-old boy that's really stupid and dies, goddamn straw. You should totally see it. Alright, well, that's my thoughts on sci-fi. And it's kind of, I guess, convoluted in places because I'm just listing, I like this and I like that. But if there's anything you want me to discuss in specifics, I will. Especially if it involves Buffy or Angel, I'm pretty knowledgeable about that. Names are a problem across the board for me. Oh, and I've been watching Doctor Who. I forgot. Like, I was mentioning, like, this is what I'm in the middle of. I've been watching Doctor Who with my Dan, and Andy. It's mostly a me and Andy thing, although Dan is usually present. But it's kind of like a, hey, Heather, you want to come watch it with me? I'm like, yeah, Andy, I do. And I really am mad that I like it as much as I do. Because I thought it's one nerd thing I'm not into. And of course, like every other fangirl in the world, I'm like, oh, the Doctor, I want to marry him. But I want to marry the first Doctor. Well, I guess for the first, it's the 9th, because the show existed before I started watching, like, the updated version or whatever. And whatever. But I think they call him the 9th Doctor. And I like him. He's adorable. He's got these big giant ears, and when he smiles, it's like this light ball lights up, and I'm just... He's cute. And then, but I mean, David Tennant. Find me a British guy. Do it. Or preferably Scottish. I'm going to go with Scottish because I like their accents more. I'm American. Okay, here's my contact details. You can find me on Facebook. If you look under GingerSnacks, you'll find a friend requestable page and a page that you can like. I recommend doing both. Also, you can get on Twitter. It's at GingerSnacks69. What? If you want to email me, by the way, I never gave this out. You can email me at ginger.snacks69@gmail.com. I don't anticipate, nobody emails anymore, so I don't anticipate getting an email. But there's that for you. Tumblr, it's Joy Fire Fairy, JoyFireFairie. Excuse me, there's a little baby burp. I can't even be proud of that one. But it's my personal Tumblr, but I don't want to make two, so I'm just going to use that for this. Oh, Google Plus. I forgot Google Plus. Heather BoBeather. It's B capital B-O, and then B capital B-E. Beather. BoBeather. Plus, I list the contact details in the notes section or whatever. You can like and subscribe my videos. I don't mind. Leave some comments below, as they say in every other YouTube thing. My freaking hair. I don't know why I wear it down, because every time I do, I'm always like, stray hairs out of my face. They tickle me. So when I watch the video to make sure that it works, I'm always like, stop touching your face. Stop touching your face. Alright, well, if you're watching this video, then you still either love me or you're waiting for somebody to come back who isn't probably going to. But either way, you're winning. It's so true. Oh my god, guys. So true.